down 3, finds another weapon. This one here, touchdown. It was National Tight Ends Day. Harrison Bryant had a day. Yes, Harrison Bryant, the rookie. But Joe Burrow wouldn't waver. 2nd and 10. Burrow's looking. He finds his man. And this right here is T. Higgins, another rookie. He comes in and he scores. Rookies making plays all over the field in this one, which leads to the plays of the day. Here we go. Kareem Hunt is going to give Cleveland a lead. But Baker, he knows it's not way. This Joe Burrow is a treat to watch every weekend. Here on the quarterback draw, takes a licking, but gets the first down on 3rd and 11, moves the chains. All right, Zach Taylor talking to Burrow. What do we got? Let's get this thing going. Burrow finds Gio Bernard, who had a day yesterday. Touchdown, and it looks like the Bengals are going to win. Bengals are going to leave this thing unless Baker can pull a rabbit out of his hat. Out of the shotgun, Baker just cocks it back, throws a deep one, and it's caught by Hollywood Higgins. Hollywood Higgins, and then Baker says, you know what, it's rookie day. Harrison Bryant wasn't enough. Let's go to this guy. Donovan Peoples-Jones, a rookie out of Michigan. The game-winning touchdown. A field goal would have tied it, but Baker, point to the sky, Baker. There you go. Baker Mayfield. Let's look at some of these stats here. Baker started off the game terribly.
Look at that.
Up the game tremendously. 22 of 23 to finish it with 5 touchdowns. Baker Mayfield, you had yourself a day. What'd you have to say afterwards?
You know, that's mentally where I'm used to being at. That I can make any throw, just getting into a rhythm. It starts with protection. You know, those guys making a ton of plays. And, protecting the ball out so we can make these plays. We have great skill players, and it's just all about executing, and that's all that matters. And so this is a good team win. Doesn't matter how we do it. And we're happy about it, but we're on to the Raiders now.
Donovan Peoples-Jones, the People's wide receiver. Le'Veon Bell is not the Jets running back anymore. He plays for the Chiefs. Sand meet beach, because they already have that man. You saw all 3 phases. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, Louisiana State University, boom, 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 touchdown, Chiefs in the snow. Were you thinking, wasn't Shady McCoy be like, hey, I'm the snow running back. Why aren't I running for 200 yards in this game? 10-6 Kansas City. Oh no, it's intercepted. 33rd Sorensen. Pick-6. He can't go all the way. Get down, Dan. Oh yeah. We love him. We love Anthony Sherman, 2 of our favorite role players on that team. Sorensen's starting to look like a star though, and so is this guy. You ever watch Clerks? Guy gets his hand caught in a Pringles can. Kevin Smith, aging incredibly. Byron Pringle, running incredibly. He's gone. Playing street hockey on the roof of the convenience store. 43-16. Wow. The Chiefs go into Mile High and wallop them. And yet, I don't know, total yards, 3rd down percentage. Do you like to eat up stats? We got some great ones for you. Worst yesterday, 0 for 8 on 3rd down. Hey, Pat Mahomes, you just beat one of your rivals by about 80 points. Why wasn't it prettier, and why didn't you have more points and more touchdowns?
Yeah, I think I just didn't have answers in certain situations. They brought a few cover 0 pressures. They brought a few things that we've had success on this year especially. And I didn't have the right answer at the right time. I mean, whenever you feel like you don't play a great game offensively and you win by 27 or whatever it was points, I mean, it's a good feeling. So a win's a win, and we'll move on to the next one and know that we have to go out and play our best football this next week.
It's all good.
Okay, so there's people eating up the stats, as Kyle is making fun of and teasing about a little bit. But I guess my question is, Nate, do you actually see some concerns here, some red flags for Kansas City, or are you all that more impressed that they're so scary they can win in different ways?
Yeah, a win's a win. And they did it in different ways. Yesterday, we were running the highlight package on the CBS show, and I didn't show one single play from Pat Mahomes in the first half. I showed defensive plays. They got after the quarterback. They had interceptions. I mean, even special teams. I know, Peter, you're going to touch on it a little bit. Tommy Townsend had an unbelievable punt in this game. You're like, Nate, why are you talking about punting? Because they do it in different ways. If I'm showing you a highlight package and I don't have to show you Pat Mahomes, that's scary. It shouldn't scare the Chiefs that we're not showing offensive highlights. It should scare the rest of the NFL that they don't have to win without Pat Mahomes throwing for 5 touchdowns and 500 yards. if everybody else is getting in on the action, that takes pressure off of that offense. I like the fact that they had a complete win. And by complete win, I mean it's the defense and special teams holding down the offense when they stubbed their toe a little bit through the game.
Yeah, I'm with Nate on this one. They ran the ball for 260 yards on a good Buffalo defense on Monday night, and 6 days later, they come out there and it's defense and special teams that lead the way. Can we see the Sorensen pick again? Because it really is a fantastic play here. Drew Lock goes back, Sorensen jumps the route, takes it all the way, and you're like, all right, nice play there, defense. You're going to get a pick-6 here. But when you get a pick-6 and you also get a kick return in the same game, you're nearly impossible to beat. That does not happen. And Byron Pringle had the big third down reception last week, and we kind of joked about it and said, Pringle, he had the play against the Colts last year. And then Pringle on a kick return. I mean, this is a big play. And remember, they have Hardman, they have Tyreek Hill, and they're going with Byron Pringle as their kick returner. Look, in the snow in Denver, continue their dominance over the Broncos. Never apologize for a win, especially one that was by nearly 30 points. I think the Chiefs are very happy with that victory. And now on film, you've seen a way that they could beat you through the air, on the ground, and then with neither the air or the ground, because they'll beat you with defense and special teams.
The only thing I think was scary in this game is Mahomes got hit a lot, and he got hit hard. The Broncos sacked him 4 times. They hit him 7 times. And if you weren't watching the game, you're not going to see them anywhere. But they were kind of like disturbing hits where Mahomes was getting off and shaking up his hand and shaking his head. He got hit a lot, which is something just to look forward to moving forward. I think right now the conversation, though, about the Chiefs is like in a way that Raiders lost to them a big, big favor because they got knocked down a notch now. Now it's all, we're talking about Pittsburgh, and we're talking about Tennessee, we're talking about Tampa, talking about all these other teams, and we're coming from a place that was so ludicrous in our hype of them, in which both Nate and Peter, I believe, thought they were going to go 16-0. Like, it was out of control, the expectations on this on this team. They've been knocked down. Now all they are is just a really, really good team that can likely get to the Super Bowl again. Yeah. They're not in the stratosphere of expectations. They're just excellent, which is probably really good for them. They could go 14-2 and have home field throughout, but now it's not like, well, 19-0, everything else is a disappointment. You took the loss. They're still excellent. That game yesterday showed us almost nothing except that we don't expect them to win by 100 every single week, which I like.
Yeah.
Okay. 0 for 8 on third down, gave up a ton of yards. The offense wasn't even on the field. I honestly feel literally like it was for an entire half hour yesterday, but they're scarier for being able to put up numbers like that. Like what I just said, all of those things do not lead to that score and that blowout. Wild, wild stuff. Nate, let's do some more highlights. We're going to get your team covered, we promise. Let's go Bucs Raiders right now.
Yeah, speaking of scary, it's getting spooky in Tampa because they're good. And they're in Vegas facing the Raiders. And check out this back shoulder fade to Rob Gronkowski. That is a touchdown. Gronkowski's been cooking as of lately. 5 receptions, 62 yards in a TD. All right, moving along. Score 14-10 at this point. Tom Brady dropping back. Who is he looking for? You know that drill when quarterbacks start throwing into a garbage can and you're like, what are they doing that for? This is why they do that drill. Perfect ball placement. Buccaneers, they win this one. 45-20.
Kyle mentioned it. While that game was going on, simultaneously, this one was. Tough for Patriots fans to watch. Brady and Gronk having a blast. And then whatever this was on the field yesterday for New England. I'm being harsh because it was this bad. Patriots just didn't have it yesterday. Here's Cam looking. Fred Warner with an incredible interception. Fred Warner, by the way, in the conversation for Defensive Player of the Year, has been unbelievable for the 49ers this season. Meanwhile, San Francisco's offense, Jimmy, hand it off to anybody you want. They're going to go for 7-8 yards. This case, it was Jeff Wilson Jr., 33-6. Cam Newton, looking for that handshake, would complete 9 passes before being benched for stink.
Aaron Rodgers did his thing, and then some. The Texans could not figure out how to slow them down. Do we trust the Packers? Do we have any questions about them? We'll show you the highlights next.